The Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. On August 21st and 22nd, the StarCityGames.com Open Series comes to Denver for the first time ever, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players, over $10,000 in cash prizes, at least 8 players qualifying for the 2010 StarCityGames.com Invitational, live coverage by Good Games Live featuring yours truly on the StarCityGames.com website, tons of side events, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join StarCityGames.com in Denver, and we'll see you there.
This is Conley Woods, bringing Rock Egg to a future standard tournament near you, and you're watching The Magic Show.
Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of The Magic Show. This week we're talking about the incredible new images and spoilers from Scars of Mirrodin. You ready to hear about Mox Opal and the return of Poison? Let's go! So this past week we've gotten a few incredible spoilers from Scars of Mirrodin. The first is the spoiling of the Infect mechanic. Check it out. Yes, finally, we have Poison back in the game. Many were convinced, including myself, that Shadowmoor was going to mark the return of Poison, but obviously that didn't happen. Wither showed up in Shadowmoor, and now that mechanic gets an upgrade into Infect. What does this mean for the game? Well, a whole lot. Let's talk about Poison. Poison was a mechanic introduced in Legends with Pit Scorpion and Serpent Generator. In the Dark expansion, there was Marsh Viper, another overcosted dude that never impacted anything. They continued with Leeches and Homelands, another horrible card in a horrible set that did things flavor-wise you'd never see today. I mean, when's the last time White had a non-multicolor card deal damage to players? Cold Snap? Perhaps Acacian Javelineers, who were reprinted in Time Spiral as a way of showing how crazy things used to be? Time Spiral also reprinted Swamp Mosquito from Alliances, another underpowered poison creature that never saw play or excited anybody. After Visions and the printing of Cicada Assassin and Crypt Cobra from Mirage, no new poison cards were printed until the aforementioned Time Spiral cards. Now in Future Sight, we saw a new keyword show up. Poisonous. It was most prominently seen on Virulent Slivers, seen as how Slivers was a formidable deck and block using Wild Pair. The Poisonous mechanic indicated how many poison counters were given when a creature hit that player, and the ability to scale poison counters is the reason the Sliver Kids won Pro Tour San Diego 2007 and got their namesake. Their victory there used the crazy strategy of getting lots of Virulent Slivers, and since the Poisonous keyword stacked due to their sliverness, they went home with a boatload of money. But here's the thing about Poisonous. Mark Rosewater, shortly after the debut of Infect, twittered about how this keyword is not going to be used in Scars of Mirrodin. Well, my guess? It seems like Infect is simply the better Wither mechanic. It scales naturally, and by that I mean via pumps and effects, instead of stacking on top of one another like Poisonous. It's a lot easier to wrap your mind around this creature deals damage in the form of poison counters versus I give this Cunning Spark Mage Poisonous 2 and Poisonous 3 so you get 5 counters when I ping you with it. I, for one, am really excited about this development because now we have a brand new axis on which to play. The ability to suddenly attack a life total or a Planeswalker, or their total poison count is awesome. Just imagine a card that got +1/+1 for each poison counter you or your opponent have. Imagine cards that gave you poison counters as a drawback, and just how big are these Infect creatures going to be? There were plenty of large creatures with Wither and Shadowmoor block, but this is different. Suddenly you're a few giant growths away from putting someone incredibly close to dead with an Infect. And just imagine a combination of direct damage Infect spells and creatures. I'm really curious as to how far they push this mechanic. Are you going to see Infect creatures across from you at the tournament tables? I sure hope so. Again, I've just scratched the design space with poison counters. There is so much flavor with someone who is poisoned versus not poisoned. On Mirrodin there are two factions, and I'm just going to throw out the wild guess that Phyrexia are the evil masterminds behind Poison. But who's fighting the good fight? Well, that leads us to our artwork spoilers from earlier this week. Let's take a look at the good guys and their leader, Elspeth Tyrell. Oh man, look at that art. Is that not the most badass picture of her ever? Defiant, awesome, none of this innocent schoolgirl looking crap from her Knight Errant image. Also, is she now green-white? Certainly looks like it. Man, does that sword rock. Elspeth is here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and there ain't no bubblegum in Magic, folks. And we're not done with our new Planeswalkers yet. Have you seen Venser the Sojourner? Oh, hell yeah! Venser Shaper Savant was an incredible force and standard in his day, and single-handedly won Pro Tour Valencia in the finals. Now, this is the Planeswalker version, and I just can't imagine how much sicker Venser could be compared to Jace the Mind Sculptor. Jace has quickly become recognized as one of the best cards ever printed, ever, and here comes the mono-blue-looking Venser. Fingers crossed, he's a good one. But we're not done. The biggest reveal has yet to come. You ready for this? Let's do it. Oh, hells yes. You know the name of this piece of artwork? Mox Opal. Yeah, Mox freaking Opal. You see, just as other words like ancestral have a very special place in Magic, so does Mox. Mox is associated with power. There has never been a Mox that hasn't seen significant tournament play. Mox Diamond, while it took some time, is now a huge force in Legacy. Chrome Mox obviously saw a ton of play in both Extended and Standard, and now Mox Opal? Remember that Opal is not just white. Opal can be, according to our friends at Wikipedia, any color of the rainbow as well as black. This means that this Mox will most likely tap for a mana of any color. But can they make it cost 0? Could they design a drawback that doesn't snap the game in half? I'm guessing yes, of course they can, as I'm pretty sure the whole idea in this return to Mirrodin motif is to not screw it up like they did the last time. Moving on, some more interesting artwork includes Wormcoil Engine. Oh man, that is sick. I hope it creates equally sick monsters. That sweet green glow reminds me of Vengevine, and it's rare they make bad cards with art that sweet. How's about a Darksteel Axe? Yes, Darksteel is still here, so expect plenty of indestructible things. And you know what kills indestructible creatures? Infect does. This is one way you could distinguish the two factions on Mirrodin. One is infected, and the other is indestructible. They naturally cancel each other out. We'll see if this has any credence. Check out this artwork for the funniest dragon name ever. Horde Smelter Dragon. Yeah, you got a horde that needs a smelting? I got your dragon right here. Also, nice flaming pits. Get some DO for your BO, brah. Lastly, I'll show you Glimmerpost, probably the easiest to guess card ever. You simply take Cloudpost, which is a locust that taps for a mana for each locust in play. Then you combine it with Glimmervoid that tapped for any color of mana but required you to control an artifact or sacrifice it. And what do you get? Well, this card. Despite being incredibly easy to guess, my questions are, what is Karn and those golems doing there, and are there other locusts in the set? Cloudpost was recently an F&M foil for whatever reason, so perhaps it should be reprinted? Either way, using Cloudpost Vesuva and this new Glimmerpost should provide a really fun casual deck for pumping out absurdly expensive stuff early. What do I know about Scars so far? Enough that I'm ready for more and really digging what's there. It's time to dive back into the metal world fast and furious with Elspeth and Venser looking like real all-stars and a new Mox. A new Mox! Seriously, if this thing isn't mythic and worth infinite dollars, I'll be really surprised. I, for one, welcome our new zero-costed overlords. So that's another show, folks. This week I'll be live and in person at the Star City Games Open Series in Denver, so feel free to come by and say hello. Next week we'll have some footage from Denver and we'll see who took the crown at U.S. Nationals this year. Until next time, Magic players, this is Evan Irwin, tapping the cards so you don't have to.
Like the fatties.
I'm not bringing Rock Egg to a future stage. Don't waste your time on that one. It was not good.
But with you're Conley Woods, you can make any deck work.
What are you gonna? You're Blood Throne Vampire? This guy? Come on. You can't make any deck work. Not even. No, you can't do it. Rock Egg not coming.
Not
limited
even
though. No, he's not even getting limited. What is this card good for? I remember the Rock Egg back in the day. That guy was red and you like obliterate and stuff with him. There's no whatever. All right, moving on.